This coaching call is all about connecting with God. And there is a particular path on how you actually manage to do this. And this path has been traditionally discussed, documented, and even revealed in the religious scriptures, in the preachings, in form of songs, verses, hymns, and other forms of service renderings. Over a period of time, with the formations of societies, modern life structures, and lack of dissemination, this information has been lost or misinterpreted. Now, today, we all are here to understand the same message, the same path on how to connect with God. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you connect with God? So let us understand what is the higher power we are talking about. Now, before we begin to understand, let me offer you some perspectives, and it could also serve as some perspective corrections for you. Firstly, if you notice, in the universe, there is a system of interconnection between all the celestial bodies in the universe. Like our planets are connected with the sun. So, in order for the system to be complete, the planets go around the sun, and the planets don't collapse, the sun doesn't collapse, we all are intact. And that forms our solar system. So, a system is balanced by the gravitational forces, and therefore the centrifugal forces do not allow the planets to fall off. So it's intact, it's there, it's revolving, it stands there, it's going on. But the solar system exists, is not an independent existence. The existence is very much dependent on other solar systems within our Milky Way galaxy. And again, our galaxy exists because of its relationship with other galaxies. So, in a way, if you see, there is a deeper connection, an extending connection. Like we need Mother Earth, and Earth could not have survived without the sun. Sun cannot survive without the other planets. Now the solar systems cannot survive without the other systems. So all of this is in a kind of an interrelated system. So what does this mean? The perspective that I'm trying to give you here is, if you remove yourself from Earth, it means the universe is short of you. So when you, me, and we all combine, we complete the universe. So in shortly, it's like you don't live in the universe, you are the universe. Okay, when you and me combine, that's how the universe completes. So when you actually put these aside, the universe becomes short. When you take the planets away, or when you take the objects on the planets away, now the universe is becoming shorter. So it is us who form the universe. That's the first perspective. And the second perspective I want to offer out of this is, if you want to achieve something, you want to solve a problem, you want to manifest something, it could be finances, it could be relationship, it could be health goals, it could be mental goals, it could be learning goals, it could be fun goals, any kind of goals, or it could be even solving problems. Now, all of these solutions, all of the pathways, all of the success routes are all available here. Now, what I mean by here is the universe. Okay, it's already available here, but you are not becoming aware, and that's exactly what I'm going to help you with today. Okay, by helping you connect with God, you can become aware of these paths. Now, the point is this for now. Okay, if you are able to understand that my solution exists here. See, the universe, the whole universe has a constant mass. Okay, and a constant energy is flowing through different forms of mass available within this universe. So that means nothing can be added and nothing can be removed. And it also means that the solution to your problems are already present. Okay, you just have to attract them, you have to connect, you have to become aware. It's like I know I have I would like to borrow some money from you, and you have the money to lend me too, but I'm not asking you because I'm not aware that you have money and that you could lend me possibly. Right? But if I become aware, chances are I would ask. Chances are you would lend me. And possibly my problems are getting solved. And that's exactly what's happening with our lives too. Okay? There is a secret decoded information on how to connect with God and get your problems solved. Okay, but with generations passing by, with interpretations and with lack of knowledge dissemination practices, this information is lost. And so the solution exists, but you do not know how to ask. Okay, so because you are not asking, you're not being given. So that is how this works. So the second perspective that I wanted to offer you is this: nothing can be added, nothing can be removed, and that means your solutions already exist. You just got to become aware and then ask. So now comes to the main question: God, the higher power. How do we connect with this God? Now let us go back to thousands of years ago. Okay, in like the early stages of mankind. So we are right now witnessing man in early age, still the hunter gatherer kind of lifestyle. And as man is combating himself with nature, you see, man is now absolutely exposed to raw nature: rains, winds, sunlight, hailstorm, winter, wilderness, animals. He's exposed to nature. So he's fighting with nature. And when man is pitted against nature, he is making certain observations. Observations on the patterns of sun and moon, observation on the patterns of air, wind, rain, animals, okay, hunger. And by making observations, he is wanting to store this information. He's wanting to store this information because by storing this information, this can serve as a template for food security, as a template for safety against natural calamities, or even basic nature actions like rainfall and sun. So man started recording, and so he felt this need to record this information, and therefore he started making pictographs. Okay, he started making some abstract drawings on the rocks using stones in order to communicate that it's time to rain, it's time to gather food, it's time to gather wood, it's time to take shelter under trees, it's time to sleep. So these are the basic observations we started with, and to enable this observation we created a raw form of communication. And this communication, as the humans died, as the elder people died, this communication was handed down to the coming generation and the generations thereafter, so that they don't have to again start from zero. They can start from 20 or 25 because they got a head start, they have an information. So if you notice, the ability to observe and record and hand down this communication is very vital in mankind's survival. Now, as days goes by, as centuries went by, fire, wheel, civilizations, kingdom, armies, wars, everything else came into picture, right? Now, as mankind is progressing through these knowledge revolutions, to these invention revolutions, through the culture and civilization revolutions, he is bettering the forms of communications. Paper was invented, pen was invented, ink was invented, and we are documenting wisdom. So what is this documented wisdom? This documented wisdom is serving as a code, and the code says, hey, if you live your life like this, according to these rules, like in the early age, like I told you, right, when to keep away from sunlight, when to go for food because there is maximum likelihood of animals gathering near the pond, and how to protect yourself from sun, how to build houses for yourself using canopies of trees and whatnot. Okay, so now there is some vital information that could potentially help you in your survivalism. And similarly, with centuries passing by, with better forms of communication, with more observations made, with more observations documented, now you have a life code. And by following this life code, you can live a better life. See, man also understood this, that we are given limited time. Okay, maybe 100 years, maybe 120 years. And within the span of a century that we are blessed to live, what is the most you can make out of this life? This is what man decided to find an answer for. And so he sat under huge trees. Huge trees represented timeliness, because trees that have lived for 450 years, 200 years, these trees have stood the test of time, and therefore man chose big trees. He sat under them, harnessing the power of their timeliness of these trees, and he closed his eyes and he started meditating. He started meditating because, see, look like this. Okay, I see animals coming to the pond every night, and I'm making an observation like, hey, okay, 10 p.m. is a good time to hunt for lions, to hunt for sheep, to hunt for goats, to hunt for cows. Like, now that's a very basic observation. Now, all of these observations that I'm making are usually visual, kinesthetic, auditory, or maybe tactile, and for other forms of sensory in perception. But none of these are cognitive. And to enable cognitive observation, man started to meditate. So he meditated and he tried to find answers. He tried to find that life code. What is the best, what is the maximizing ways of living life that can enable me to live my life the best way possible. Like I can spend these 100 years the real best way, and I can live this planet. So what would that life be? So to figure out that, he now also started appealing to his cognitive senses, and he entered meditation. And he came back with great insights. He came back with really great insights. And those insights were further documented. Now, when you compile such information from various resources, that is what forms this life code. And this life code is presented to you as religion. This life code is presented to you as religion. So the basic purpose of any religion is to help you establish a relationship with time. Okay, why I say time? Man, when combats with nature, made certain observations. And today we have this set of code of observations documented as Bible, as the Holy Quran, as the Upanishads, as the Torah. Now all of these are nothing but a mere assimilation of observations on how to live that life. So this life code, which is told and instructed in the religion scriptures, is the pathway to connect to God. Originally, this is how it was meant and supposed to be. Now, with institutionalizing these practices, what I mean by institutionalizing is, like, we're trying to hand down this wisdom to generation after generation, but this is not happening formally. Okay, it is happening with a set of protocol institutionalized by communities, and therefore the learnings and the actual interpretation of the life code from the religion went wrong, was misinterpreted. And what happens is, power, politics, money, religion, now the ball game became something very different. It's true that certain people have still preserved the wisdom of life code, and they are following and living it, and they are leveraging this wisdom and living and maximizing life potential. And it's also true that certain people who have misinterpreted religion are just leveraging the money, fame, and influence capabilities that the institutionalization has offered, which is something we all are witnessing today anyway. But let's get back to the basics. Now the basics say this. The basics say that, hey, if you live according to the life code, you can actually connect with God and you can make most out of this life. And this is a wisdom the ancient people have accessed, because they made such observations with deep meditations, with deep observations, with thousands of years of testing and documentation. See, this works, this doesn't work. So there's a life code that is established. And now I'm going to share how to connect with God. So everybody, close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes as we're doing this call and just listen to my instructions very carefully. Okay, start taking deep breaths. Okay, feel the cool air entering through your nose, and exhale. And as you exhale, feel the hot air leaving your nose. And keep doing this. Okay, breathe in, feel the cool air, and breathe out, let the hot air come out. Okay, keep doing this. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Feel the activity of breathing. Okay, become present with breathing. Keep doing this. Keep doing this. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now listen to me. Keep breathing, but listen to me. As you are breathing, your mind is entering a state of blankness, thoughtlessness. Keep breathing, focus on the breathing. Many thoughts run through your mind, many doubts, many questions, memories of today, memories of past, things that you're worried about, things that you're excited about, are wanting to crave your attention. Don't give them the power. Okay, enter the state of thoughtless mind. Keep breathing. Just focus on your breath. Just focus on your living. Just focus on your living. Okay, keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. As you're breathing, you're entering a very deep and heightened state of awareness. This is like becoming so calm, becoming so sensitive that you actually start to listen to the walking of ants. And that can happen when you are turning down all the noises around you, and you become so aware that even ants around you could be felt hearing. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to calm your mind down so that you actually become aware of the connection using the life code that I'm talking about. So keep breathing and relax. No thoughts. Relax. Okay, now I want you to see yourself. Keep breathing and imagine yourself. Look at yourself. Look at the picture. Look at the live version of yourself in your mind. Keep breathing. Okay, and what you're seeing, that person is an exact physical representation of you. Keep breathing. Okay, so when the person in your mind folds the hands, you fold your hands live here. Okay, when that person raises the hand above, you raise the hand above here. You are just looking at a physical representation in your mind. You are looking at your own self. Everybody, look at your own self. Just focus on that person. Let no thought enter your mind. Keep breathing. Continue to breathe. Feel that person becoming one with you. Feel all the bodily functions associated with him or her. So as that person behaves is how you would behave. As the person talks is how you would talk. As that person develops skills, the same skills shall be developed by you. As the person performs miracles, the same can be performed by you. Now keep looking at this person. Okay? The mental persona that you have created. This is yourself. This is your real self. And now we're entering a more deeper state of concentration and intuition. Now we are calming our minds and heightening our sense of awareness by looking at ourselves. Now we became aware of ourselves. This is you. This is you. And I want you now to look at this person and tell him or her, make him or her very powerful, so boundless with courage, energy, enthusiasm, determination and willpower, confidence and belief. This is the absolute best version that the universe can create out of you. Create that mental persona for this person. Feel this person becoming the most courageous, the person with the most willpower, the person with most enthusiasm, most confidence, more belief in self. See this person becoming that. Keep breathing, thoughtless state. Focus on yourself. Develop this persona for that self. And as that person, as that mental image becomes the absolute best version of you, that's exactly what you are also becoming. Okay? Now see that mental person bringing his hands together in prayer. And so are you doing the same. Now submit yourself to absolute receiving of boundless energy, boundless awareness, boundless intuition. Listen carefully. Calm your mind and listen carefully. You are now able to listen to a voice. And that voice is intuition. That voice is the voice of your mental image. And your mental image is the absolute powerful version of you. And it is talking. And when that talks, even you can talk in that same voice. So when you listen to that voice shall make right decisions for you. That voice shall make right choices for you. Listen to that voice. That voice can help you find your path when you lost. So when you have questions, you can ask this voice, and this voice shall answer. Stay focused. Focus on the best version of you. Listen to him talking, and now ask him, what is the next step of action that I can do in my real world to become you? Ask him, ask her. It answers. Listen to that answer carefully. Now the thoughts that are flowing in your mind are exact responses to the question you have raised. And as these thoughts are flowing in your mind, they are constructing your reality. This is how thoughts are manifesting your reality. By calming your mind, by raising your awareness so deep, so high, that you are able to listen even to the walking of ants, you are mastering the power of your intuition to listen to your own voice of your absolute best version. Now this voice shall guide you. I want you to focus even deeper now. We are entering the third stage. Now, as you are becoming one with this mental image, feel within the real self how confident you feel, how enthusiastic you feel, how courageous you feel, how your body language is changing, how your arms and feet are wanting to spread free, how you're assuming a new gait, how you're assuming a new behavior, a new style of talking, a new way of talking to your own self, a new self-respect. Because you're not this anymore, you are the most powerful edition of yourself. That's what you are becoming. That's what you are. Feel this. Feel this within your own body running through you. Now look at your self-image. Now your self-image is accomplishing the dreams. Your self-image is accomplishing the desires. Look at him, look at her doing this, winning everything they touch, winning every game they play. They are succeeding over and over again. Keep seeing this, keep witnessing this. And as this is going much better and better, you are actually listening to this voice of your self-image and asking it, how can I do this? Like how you are doing. Because to your self-image, nothing is impossible. He is connected with the universe. All the resources are available to him. All the resources are available at his disposal, and he can effortlessly use them according to his or her will and create anything he wants. He can create money, he can create better health, can create success, can create solutions, can create anything. And you are seeing him do this. And she is doing this. And now you are asking, how can I do this? And you will listen to that answer. With your heightened intuition, you can listen to this answer. And now we are entering the next stage. Feel your self-image blessed with the powers of flying, with the powers of fighting, with the powers of art, with the powers of expressing powerful communication, with the powers of excellent leadership, with the powers of a noble character, with the powers of great human service, with the powers of great empathy and understanding, with the abilities and virtues of a noble king. See, bestowed with all these powers, okay? And now see the mental image for your problems. See the mental image for the pending goals of your life. Now rise, fly, let that mental image fly in the air and unleash the sword. And that sword of performance and effort is slashing the demons of your problems. And as you're slashing your problems with that sword, you are annihilating your problems and creating solutions. Now become powerful and wade through the rocks. Break through the rocks. Make path. Make your own path. And the problems are shattering by themselves. Now you are becoming more powerful. You are creating this in your reality too. An earth-shattering and groundbreaking reality for your own self. Now keep slaying all your problems. Keep slaying all your problems. Play this mental video game. Okay, your imagination and your visualization is fueling your future. Slay all your problems. See that mental image solving the problem effortlessly. Just one slash. Do this. Your visions hold the power for your future creation. Solve all your problems right now. And see how more powerful yourself is becoming as it is accomplishing these successes by slashing those problems. This is a better you than the best you. And your self-image is now more courageous, more powerful, more determined, more hungry for success, more filled with willpower, more confident and more belief than ever. Feel that mental self rising up. There is something happening in your stomach. There is something happening in your gut. And that gut is your courage for action. Feel that happening viscerally in your body right now as the self-image is rising, flying high up in the air with elation of success and confidence. And that is you. Now slowly open your eyes. Slowly open your eyes. Come back to your real world. Feel that gut. Feel those guts. You know why we call that guts? Because it's an urge to act. And why is it called an urge to act? Your mental image. I hope everybody is back. Your mental image, your self-image that you just created, if you want to sustain that image like that, you have to do something. And as you do something is how that mental image will remain like that and keep growing. And in order for that to happen, you got to act. And I'm not saying, just work, just read, just learn, lead your family. No, I want you to act with the guts. Okay? Now, on my count of 1, 2, 3, I want you all to stand up wherever you're sitting, listening to this call. Okay? On my count of 1, 2, 3, at the end of 3, you're standing up the fastest way possible. No complaints, no pains, no laziness, no circumstances, no excuses. Okay? On my count of 3, you feel that mental image. You're not your previous you. And there is a fire in your belly. There is some energy in your gut that is wanting to do something. It is filled with an urge to act. And I want you to rise up on my count of 3 with that urge to rise. Okay? So on my count of 1, 2, 3, rise. Okay? Risen. Okay, now sit. Get back. And let us do this again. Okay? 1, 2, 3, rise. So as you're standing up, okay, you're standing up with your gut. You're not standing with your muscles. You're not standing with your, the driving force is in your guts, is in your stomach, in your belly. That saying, therefore, fire in the belly. Guts. Why they call guts is because the rise is in the guts. Please come back. Sit down. Now, the point is this, guys. How to connect with God. The word enthusiasm means filled up with entheos. And the word entheos means a spirit, the Spirit of God. So when we are filled with Spirit of God, like the way you rose is how you will do. See, most people are working. They're not working with enthusiasm. They're not working with entheos. They're not working as if they are driven by the Spirit of God Himself. Are you really giving your best in your work? The best in leading your family? The best in doing your business? You can do better if you are working with your guts, if you are working with entheos, if you are driven by the Spirit of God. And this is how you do this, the way you are rising up. On the count of 3, that few seconds, that couple of seconds, that fraction of seconds is your connection with God. The moment you rise, that rise is what I call connecting with God. And imagine living your entire day, living your entire day like that. Okay, living the rest, every part of your day. You're working with entheos, you're talking with entheos, you're serving with entheos, you're making friendship with entheos, you learn with entheos, you do everything with guts. You're driven by entheos, you're driven by the Spirit of God. That is exactly what I'm inviting you to be. Okay, this is how you connect with God. This is how man created religion, in order to enable us to develop on our inner selves and reach to our highest self potential. And when we wake up to our reality, we start acting like this. That every time I do, I don't do. Every time I work, I don't work. I rise. I rise with the Spirit of God. I perform because God is on my side. I bring down armies because the will of God is on my side. I create great masterpieces of art because my hands don't drive me. It is the will of God that drives my hand and create these masterpieces. And when you perform, when you serve, when you love, when you lead families, business, work, art, life, fun, service, like that, you live your life to the maximum potential. And such are the souls that are blessed with abundance of love, abundance of peak health, riches, material wealth, fun, relationships, service, adventure, everything else in abundance. For people who don't work, not for people who hard work, not for people who do, but for people who rise. They are rising. They don't mind their circumstances. They rise. So they have a problem. They rise. They connect with God. They don't talk bullshit. They don't complain. They don't say that they don't have the tools. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the information at their disposal to rise and conquer this. They just rise. And the life quote that the religion is talking about is, hey, if you do certain things every day, I think it can help you keep the connection with God much better as days goes by. That's what religion is telling us. Pray 5 times a day. Serve the poor. Devote a portion of your income for service and for charity. The rituals and practices, the astrology, feng shui, vastu, the pujas, the festivals, the customs, they all are nothing but rituals and practices and customs that, hey, if you keep doing this every day, it makes it more feasible. It makes it more connection ready for you to connect with God, to keep rising. So no matter the circumstances in front of you, you can keep rising. And if you are a better riser, you become the king of the people. And if you are a better riser than the king, you become the emperor. And if you are a better riser than the emperor, you leave a legacy because you are a legend. So we all have this purpose of lives, but you are not tuning to the purpose of life. Most people complain, hey, I want to do something great, but I'm stuck with marriage. I'm stuck with this job. No. You are fooling yourself. Are you rising no matter where you are? That is the purpose of your life. How can you make yourself available at your best version when the purpose reveals itself to you? If you are not operating at your absolute best today, and your absolute best happens not when you work, not when you do, not when you work hard, but when you rise with guts, with entheos, connecting with God like this. So this is how, guys, you connect with God. You live your life drawing energy, drawing strength, drawing wisdom, drawing intuition and guidance from the God Himself. And you work on your inner self and you manifest it in your outer self. The main purpose of our life is to leave a legacy behind, is to leave a powerful impact behind. And we all have to learn to discover this purpose and leave such legacy behind. That is the purpose of life. That is the purpose of this life code. That is the true purpose of religion, to help you connect with God and to serve life like this. So, I'm inviting you to pledge, to vow to yourself that hereafter, after this call, as you step out into your regular life, it's no longer ordinary life, it's an extraordinary life. And your regular life must now be driven with rise. It must be driven with the possibilities of drawing energy with God, drawing strength from God, it's like, I can do anything. There is nothing like I cannot do. And if I'm operating like that, how would I do? How would I behave? How would I think? I rise, and I get the solution. And if I don't get the solution, I'll create one. And I'm inviting you to pledge, to vow that hereafter, now do this with me, okay? Place your hand on your heart and declare it. Okay, let's make this declaration, okay? I vow to live the rest of my life driven with rise. I vow to live the rest of my life driven with rise. Thank you. So guys, let's conclude this call by saying this. God dwells in all of us. And no matter what the religion is, this is the message. That you can work on your own inner self, connect with this higher power when you rise, and by living most of your life in the rising, you can create an impact that of a legend. And you leave behind a legacy, and that's how you have created a better place for this world. And that's how we have transgressed from the age of early man to the modern scientific and information human being that we are today, because our ancestors, they rose through circumstances and they left us this. And so it's a moral responsibility to rise much above and further and leave a better generation, better future and better planet for generations to come. Thank you so much for attending this call on how to connect with God. I hope I have served you deeply with this message. I hope now you could go out there and create outstanding legacy and service by rising, by connecting with God and creating better lives for yourself and creating solutions. Thank you so much for making on this call today. I am Trainer Venkat, the host for today's coaching call, founder of AV Peron Human Upliftment Academy. Stay connected, stay blessed, and stay abundant. Peace out. Thank you so much. See you in the next coaching call. Hi, if you liked this coaching session, I'm also sure you would like to add more value to your learning, to the understanding that you gain from this coaching call. I invite you to check out my Law of Attraction course, and I highly recommend you take this course. This course talks about setting up the life code that we discussed in the coaching call. This life code is about becoming that successful manifestation masters, just like how the ancient manifestation masters effortlessly translated their thoughts into reality. Now the course talks about law of attraction, the kinds of mistakes that usually learners do and how you could avoid them. And yes, finally it talks about the life code on how to become a successful manifestation master. The practices and rituals shown here will also enable you to become exactly just that. Having taken this coaching call, I particularly and strongly feel that this course can aid in better understanding. The course is usually priced at $299, but for my blog readers and WhatsApp family and Facebook group members, I'm making it available at a highly discounted price of only $10 or 700 rupees in Indian currency. The link is shared here right now. You could click on this and take this course directly, or you could choose to talk to me ping us on WhatsApp, schedule to talk to us. Let us know when we could talk more about this. I am more than glad to help you and serve you in all ways possible. I must admit that it has been a real opportunity of honor and great pleasure for me to serve you with this wisdom of how to connect with God and rise to solve your problems. And I also feel humble and in most serving ways in offering this law of attraction course to you. I still highly recommend that you take this to maximize learning out of this coaching call. Thank you so much. I am Trainer Wentworth, founder of Piran Human Upliftment Academy. See you around in the next coaching call. Thank you. Stay blessed, stay productive, stay abundant.